Good evening, everybody. I guess we'll start off now. Thank you all for registering and attending the 7-day online faculty development program on outcome-based education OBE. This is being organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC of Nirmala College, Muvattupuzha, in association with the Kerala State Higher Education Council, 𝐾SHEC. We would like to welcome today's resource person will also be Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 We would like to welcome all the FTP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HODs, IQAC coordinators, and all faculty members. About this FTP, this is a 7-day program. We started on the 10th. This is actually our 4th day of the FTP, and we have it on the same timing from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. In case you were not able to attend any of the live sessions, the recordings are available on LMS for the paid participants. All the participants who have made the processing fee will receive the LMS access, the video recordings for all the days, and also a participation certificate. If any of you are yet to make the payment, please make the payment of rupees 300 to Nirmala College to the account details that I will shortly put in the chat. LMS has got hands-on activities that are to be completed along with the FTP. My name is 𝐍𝐢𝐫𝐦𝐻𝐃. I'm working as Global Relations Manager for IPSR Solutions Limited, and I will be the event moderator. Now, coming on to today's session will be taken by Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐞, Adjunct Faculty, Marian College, Kuttikkanam. He will be taking he will be delivering the topic Assessment Designs and Mapping of Outcome. A small description about Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐽, sir. Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐽 has 30 plus years of experience teaching and 10 plus years in corporate consultancy. He holds a PhD in mathematical education and has been an associate professor at 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 Assistant Professor at Marian College, Kollam. He has served as visiting team member of NCT for grant of recognition and as a resource person for the Affiliation Renewal Committee of Engineering University. He is also an active blogger in cutting-edge technologies in IT, education, and data science. He has served as a resource person for a number of faculty development programs in outcome-based education, data science, e-learning, etc. Currently serving as adjunct professor, Marian College, Kuttikkanam Autonomous, and his chief for academics, IPSR Solutions Limited. Over to you, Sunil sir.
Thank you, Sujin, for the wonderful introduction about me. Okay, am I audible, Sujin?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, once again, good evening, all. And I hope that every one of you are having a very pleasant weekend. And now I think this outcome-based education that this FTV program is adding flavor to the weekend, because you will be busy with in the midst of your busy schedule in the weekend. I perceive that you're finding time to spend some time in this LMS, working with some hands-on activities, which gives more and more clarity regarding this outcome-based education. So, as said, that it is our fourth day, and we have got 3 more days to go for the completion of this FTP program. And in the fourth day, obviously, as I mentioned in the previous day, that this will be a continuation of what we have discussed in the previous segment. Probably you will be remembering on what we have discussed on the previous day. Actually, we have started from the zero level of outcome-based education, and I've just given you some clarity regarding the significance of outcome-based education, the necessity of why, and obviously we have got a very convincing statement regarding why there is a need for outcome-based education and what is the status of our education system in the contemporary scenario. And also we have just gone through the framework of outcome-based education, where we have got familiar with many terms and components related to outcome-based education, like program educational objectives, program outcomes, and program-specific outcomes, their difference, the course outcomes, and one of the major thing that we have done yesterday is that we have just detailed regarding all these components, because these play a vital role in formulation as well as in the assessment of outcome-based education, right? And also we have given some clarity on how to write a basic outcome. That is, if you take a topic and if you go and working with the topic in the sense going to teach the topic, or going to generate a learning environment for the topic, definitely everything should begin with outcomes. So it was really a mandatory that we should have that competency of writing the good outcome. So I've just given you a formula for writing an outcome, and also some good practices what to include and what could be avoided if possible, that we have just detailed in the previous day segment. And also I've just given you for quality check for a good outcome, and actually that was one of our tasks. Something related to that was one of the tasks for yesterday. And today's that is our section for today will be a continuation of what we have done in the previous day, because I've just given you a formula or a tip for writing an outcome. And obviously with that particular design or the tip for creating an outcome, we will be trying to formulate a program outcome, program specific outcome, and course outcome in the first phases of our discussion of today. And then we'll be passing on to this assessment design. Actually, I will just give you some thoughts and reflections regarding the rationale behind the mapping, because when we say about outcome-based education, we just go blindfoldly say that okay, we want to give mapping. So what is the rationale behind it? And from there, we will be just pulling you to the standardized scale, such things. So I think this will give some clarity regarding the assessment designs, and the continuation of which will be discussed by Dr. Mendes. He'll be taking you through the end-to-end calculations of these outcomes, from course outcome to the final estimate of program outcome. What are the different components, like direct assessment, indirect assessment, weightages, all these things will be handled by Dr. Mendes. And obviously you'll be, if I think if we have time, I think Dr. Mendes will be also introducing to you some about the automated systems which could be made effective in the process and journey of your outcome educations. So without much of an intro now at this point of time, we will go to this our today's presentations. So I also have some few slides that I could share with you. I think let me go to the presentation mode. So actually, obviously, at times, I think in all these days we had some net connectivity issues. So I think I'll be just keeping my video closed and sharing my slide. So my usual question is here, whether my screen is okay and my sound is audible. If both right, then you can put some an S in the chat.
Yes, you're audible and your screen is visible.
Yeah. Thank you, Sajan. Thank you, Sajan. Okay. I think there is no issues currently. There is no issue from my end. Okay,
you can proceed.
So okay, this is the formally. If you just consider that this is the formally third section and the third day that I am there with you. So here, as I mentioned in my introductory, this mentioned that what we will be doing for today. So actually, the main focus of today's section will be putting some thoughts in the lines of assessment design and mapping outcomes. So this is what we'll be going to do for today. So regarding the agenda for today's segment, obviously it will be always better to have a clarity on what we'll be having for today. What is today's menu, right? Obviously we will be beginning with the structural design of PO, PSOs, and ZO. So obviously you'll be wondering why, because in the previous day I've just given you a capsule for writing and a small topic outcome. And today I will just give you some one or two use cases on how to develop that capsule into writing a course level outcome, a program level outcome, and program specific level outcome. And obviously, when I go for this segment discussions with the faculty members, obviously the commonly asked question is that, so what is the ideal number of PO, PSOs, and COs? And that also we will be discussing while we are going through the program through this discussions. And next we'll be having something regarding the rationale behind the weightage in OB. Why there is a need to calculate the mapping. Why it is mandatory to have a mapping strength. So for this, it is important to know the rationale. So when we know the rationale of something, obviously we will can do the things in a better way. Then the standardized mapping scale in OB. This is something which has been approved by both NBA as well as ASCT for estimation and calculation of that is for the quantification process of course outcomes and POPSOs. Then determination of the mapping strength. Obviously, I'll be sharing you a small formula, because obviously when we go for these mentoring sections or offline sections and all, we could find that the teachers are finding difficult to give a objective frame for mapping. So obviously that is something very important. So I'll be giving you a small formula for that. You will be able to have an objective scale for identifying whether the mapping strength is high, low, or moderate. So that will be helpful for you while we come to a realistic platform of OBE. Then we'll be just giving you, familiarizing, showing you the metrics of COPO mapping and COPSO mapping, and also the significance of program metrics. That's something very important, because the consolidated metrics that showcases the entire mapping for the entire program and why we are creating that. So these are something very important things when you come to the functional platform of outcome-based education from a assessment scenario. So today's definitely it will be very useful for you when we go much deeper into our outcome-based education. So here we, as I've told, that we'll be discussing on how to write the structural design of PO and PSOs. So we'll begin with this structural design of PO and PSOs. So if you're remembering what we have discussed in the previous day, that the topology, not the topology, that building block of outcome-based education. We have just analyzed the framework of outcome-based education, where our first step is to identify what will be the ideal program educational objective. And on the basis of the program educational objectives, we will try to identify what all graduate attributes that should be developed in that scholars, so that they can attain these program educational objectives of the educational goal. So what are the takeaways that you should provide to the scholars? We have just identified it in terms of graduate attribute. So actually in the previous day I've told that both the graduate attribute and the program outcome are both to a greater extent same. So when a graduate attribute is being verbally stated in the form of an outcome, we can say that it is a program outcome. So the embryo of the program outcome is nothing but the graduate attribute. The graduate attribute verbally or literally written in the form of what the students will be able to do will make a graduate attribute into a program outcome statement. So that is why in the previous segment, though we have said that identifying that graduate attribute, we often call that graduate attribute also as PO. So this is the how you have to write a program outcome statement. So here, just 1 minute, let me put this chat on. So we have found that one most important graduate attribute, which almost all the courses and all the colleges give priority, is communication skill. So as we know that every graduate attribute could be considered as a bunch of attributes or a bunch of competencies, a bunch of attributes or a bunch of competencies. Suppose if I take communication skill is not a single, it is not a single competency. What is communication skill? That is, if I want to factorize that communication skill, or if I further differentiate that communication skill, I can break that communication skill into multiple sub skills, like the ability to read, the ability to write, the ability to speak, the ability to comprehend, ability to communicate in a professional platform, the ability to use the new communication media, so likewise a number of abilities, the number of sub skills together, combined together, forms what? A communication skill. So we could similarly we could find that every graduate attribute could be fragmented or would be subdivided into a number of multiple attributes. Since it's a skill, I could say that some number of sub skills. And when we write it in the form, when we transform this graduate attribute into a form of outcome, we can say that what the students will be able to do in terms of the sub skills could be very beautifully mentioned, and that becomes a beautifully written program outcome. You can just I've just taken one or two use cases here. Communication skill, what does communication skill means? So when the student pass out of the your program, whatever program that you offering to the college, the student should demonstrate what? The functional ability to read, one sub skill, right? uh, this is only a dummy that I've taken. You can write it better than me, I'm sure. So read, write, speak, comprehend, and communicate effectively, negotiate. Like that, you can add what all thing if you want to incorporate it into effectively using modern medias. So these are multiple sub skills which is embedded in this one, right? Communication media for participating successfully. So we can see this is demonstrate. The functional ability is the action verb, demonstrate. And what is the graduate attribute? Graduate attributes, the broken from the sub skills of the graduate attributes are listed here. And there, if you are remembering, I have just clubbed what? Verb, learning statement, and also mentioned the context also, isn't it? If appraise the effectiveness of effectiveness of optimization technique, context in the it at the industry. Similarly, you can just check demonstrate the functional ability. What is that? The verb part, demonstrate. The functional ability to read, speak, all these are the fragmented components of graduate attribute. Using modern communication media, you can add more according to your discretions. Then what is the context? For participating successfully in communication skill is needed to participate successfully in his social life, his career, professional platforms, and also in life situations. So I think this communication skill, which was a graduate attribute, and we called it as also program outcome. And what is that program outcome related to that graduate attribute? We have very beautifully phrased it in this form. Now this graduate attribute, we can call it as a program outcome. So likewise, every program outcome you can verbally write it in this form in a beautiful statement, so that by reading that program outcome, the stakeholder should be able to understand what they gain through this program. So that's something very, very important. So this is something where the program outcomes and program specific outcomes are not prepared by the teachers. It is being prepared from the institutional level, right? And one more example I've just taken: modern tool usage. That's also one important program outcome that most of the colleges may give priority. So here, why have we can use multiple verb also. Here, demonstrate. I've just taken only one verb. Here, I've taken multiple verbs: apply, use, and operate. Apply, use, and operate. Most probably, all these things are at the same level according to the Bloom's taxonomy, right? So operate, appropriate modern tools, techniques, modern techniques, and various resources to various activities of life, career, and higher education with the knowledge of the limitations. So that could be a very beautiful, beautifully, literally expressed graduate attribute in the form of outcome. So when I say modern tool usage, what the students are capable of doing, they will be able to what? Apply, use, operate, appropriate modern tools, that is the new tools, techniques, and resources to various activities of life, career, and higher education. So the context is also said with the knowledge of limitation. So you have just specified one more additional thing regarding how it has to be considered. So this has become a what I could say, a graduate attribute transformed into the statement of an outcome, so that the stakeholders, while reading that outcome, will be able to know what I would gain if I do my course from this college, right? So it's a good practice. Now, normally it is asked a question, because now writing PO PSOs are that will be given from the college end. So normally it is a good practice. I often mention it's a good practice. Because it's the discretion is left to the college to customize these POs from 8 to 12. So don't go and write about 40 to 50 POs or PSOs. That is not appropriate. So when we do everything, what will be the optimum number? That is always better to take a concentration of that. So 8 to 12 will be an ideal number. Okay. So now going to this PSOs, program specific outcome, the structural design of program specific outcome. So when I write PSO, so before going to that, if you find there is any interruptions in my sound and all, you can please put it in chat. I'm just monitoring the chat in between, right? Because now when I'm in the presentation mode, I'll not be able to know what is the status there. So if any issues there, you can put it in chat. Okay, so coming to the program specific outcome, obviously we know that the program outcomes are something common to all the programs for the college. That is the normal practice that we could find in most of the institutions where we have gone with the implementation process. So program specific outcomes are this domain specific. So if it is a BCom program, the PSOs will be related to both the COBOS, management, accountancy, so business related domain. If it is computer, it will be related. It will be related to the computer science, about the different softwares, about hardware, all these things which could be integrated into that area. So that is purely domain specific. So here, the normal practice, it will be better to write. This is one suggestion of what we could do it in here. So I can read this one. That is apply. I'll be answering the entire that is questions on completion of the complete presentations. Or if you go in between, if you deviate from this, obviously we will not reach anywhere. So the platform will be open for you for more time. We can discuss on that later. Program specific outcome, we could say that the first outcome you can just read. Apply. Obviously, the word apply signifies that we want to take all the content related to that particular program to an application level. So here, when you are writing program specific outcomes, you are not considering one course, etc. You are considering the entire program. That is your subject matter, not not the graduate attributes, not the general attributes. Your subject matter should be taken into a functional level. That is what is mentioned here. Whatever you teach as a part and parcel of your subject, core subject, it should be elevated to a conceptual as well as to the functional level. That is something very important. That is, it should reach the highest level of the lower order thinking skills. That's what it is written here. Apply. This is a BCA program. This is a BCA program. Apply what? This mathematical foundations, because the core of the BCA could be mathematical foundations, algorithmic principles, computer science theory and practices. So apply all these things in the relevant computing situations. That is what that the course as a whole have to take their content related to their specializations into an application level. That's what is showcased. So it is not course specific. That is, it is not specifying the entire courses. There is no need to specify if because they can be about 30 to 40 courses for a program. So there is not needed to go to the course level. You can just take it as a program. That is, you want to take the entire courses of the program to an application level. That is what the first statement remarks. And since it's the BCA program, develop software systems and programs with ethical concerns. So you have just taken the entire curriculum to an application level, and then you want to take the students to what? The higher level. Higher level means higher thinking skills that they want to create, because computer application, their main program is to develop softwares and applications. That's their focus. So the student should be elevated to the position of creating something, developing software systems and programs with ethical concerns. With ethical concerns, that's something which that institutions focus. We want to not to go and create all the types of viruses or unethical hacking or something like that. We want to the students to develop software systems and with ethical concerns. Then another important thing that I've included here is use new design methodologies, operating system languages, and other software tools with reasonable time constraints. So that's something important, because then and there the technological frontiers has been coming up with a explosive that is space. So the students have to accommodate, use the latest thing, current thing, then and there with at a reasonable time constraint, because the technology that have come currently today will be updated within 1 or 2 within 1 year or like that. So these things has to be accommodated into their workspace with a reasonable constraint. So that also has to be incorporated into the outcome. So this is a domain specific. Since it is a computer application, this is computer application specific. So if it is commerce specific. You can formulate in this way. So the first thing signifies that all the content and curriculum related to have to be brought to an application level, and then their skills, competencies should be enhanced further to the higher order with respect to their subject. Since it is computer applications, obviously they are something related to software development, so that has to be brought, and also they have to be kept up that is current with the latest. So that also they have to incorporate. So whatever they have included in the course at the beginning of the program. If something new things comes into the program, they have to accommodate that also. So that will give them a competency to accommodate the latest according to the industry as well as the technology progress. So considering the number of these PSOs, I've seen that in some of the colleges, they have showcased there are some cases that I could see that about 15 to 20 PSOs has been written. But obviously, it is the discretion of the college. But I will say that it is a good practice. It is a good practice to optimize the number of PSOs to 2 to 4. So your ability is to conceive the entire what I could say the program as a whole and what is the focus of the program. Construct these PSOs in that line. There is no need to go into minute details of every elements in PSOs. It could be written in this way. And finally, the responsibility of creating good PSOs will be from the department level. And course COs, it is definitely the responsibilities there with that of the teacher. So obviously there are two ways of writing COs. Normally, in most of the colleges that we have visited for these mentoring sections of OB, what I could find is that it is more easy also writing these course outcome module wise. Suppose if there are 5 modules for a course, you can just put one CO for one module. And if the module size is too long, you can or even put 2 COs or something like that. That is one way of writing CO. That could be considered as a cross-sectional approach. That is one cross-section or one module. You can just connect it to one CO, or you can just have a longitude approach. Suppose if all the modules are having the same pattern, then you can just slice it longitudinally and write CO. So I will just give one or two tips for writing the CO. If it is written in a module wise, you can take the first module. Okay, obviously you are the resource person in your subject. Definitely, that is you are the topmost resource person. So you can take one module and you can ask the question to yourself. That is, after if I teach this module completely to the students, what the students will be capable of doing, that is in a comprehensive manner, you find answer to that. So that answer, you formulate it in the form of a CO by integrating what? An action verb and the learning statement connected to that module. That will give you the CO. That is, if it is only just a fundamental, the fundamental conceptual topic regarding the organizational pattern. Okay, that is what you are expecting from the students. Okay, they should be able to explain the different organizational behavior. So okay, you can formulate it in that way. Or if you want to put it in a higher way, they want to apply this OMS law in addressing such and such situations. So likewise, you can create these COs. So every module wise you can write. So the better part of that is that if you're putting a question from that module, definitely that is will be directly related to that particular CO that is pointed to that particular module. And if all these modules are having a common pattern, as far as in my case of this optimization techniques, obviously there are different scenarios. In all the scenarios, the different modules, the pattern is same. First, we have to develop the model related to the particular environment. Then solution of that model by adopting different algorithms and then validating it. So this is the same thing which goes on for every topic. Only in the first topic, it can be linear programming. In the linear programming, or there what we have to do, okay, development of the model, solution of the model by a simplex method or whatever method or graphical method or something like that, and validating of this. So this is for the first. The second could be transportation problem, development of the model, solution, and then validation. Then integer programming, so development model, solution, validation. So everything is having a common point. So you can just longitudinally prepare the CEO, like development of model related to developing the formulating models with respect to the different scenarios, connecting the entire what you could say this uh, uh, the different units which has been included there. So it's the discretion is yours. So you can write it in any of these ways. And obviously the same the question is that so here what I could say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here identify this is an introduction to computer, the first stage of first zero or basic level of computer. So here we could this identify the parts of the computer. So this I think writing CO needs what? The subject expertise. The subject expertise. You are the authority in your subject. So what does the subject included? What is that subject focus? It is on the basis of that you have to write CO. Okay, so I will not be in a position to write the COs related to the entire courses. So I am just giving you a framework. So you can just customize it according to you, because myself, my specialization is in basically is in education as well as in mathematics. So if you are going with the different topics, I am not an expert in all the topics. So I will be just giving you a framework so you can prepare it according to your expertise. So so here we could find it design the geo. So here we could find that identify the parts of the computer, because it's only the basic computer lessons which been included in that particular topic. So at this time, the students should know about the different components and what is the functions of the components, and they'll be able to identify, then explain the functionings of each component, explain the process, because all these explains at the conceptual level, because it is an introductory level, and then algorithmic solutions for a given problem. So creating a small that is an environment where they can do some functional way, use computer system with the ethical concerns. So these are some of the CUs that is related to this topic, introduction to the computer. So obviously now the question is that there also you can customize the number of CUs to 4, 5, or 6 or even 7. So sometimes if there are 4 modules, put it in that way, or if it is 5 or 6 or not more than 7, that could be an ideal number. Because the thing is that if you are including about 15 to 20 COs for a course, definitely you have to calculate that CO level attainment of all these COs from the different multifarious activities that you have to provide through this program, as well as you have to map all these COs into the relevant POs, and then calculation will become more and more complicated. So it's always a best practice to customize it to these the respective numbers. So, so that is the first part of our today's presentation, that the structural, how a graduate attribute get transformed into a program statement, how to write a program specific outcomes, and how to write a course level outcomes. So that is what we have mentioned in the in our introductory discussions. So now we are just going to the second segment of this, where we will be focusing on what is the rationale behind the mapping. What is the rationale behind the mapping? So in order to answer that, I have given a small task in the slide. You can just read it. You can just read it, and you can give the answer. What is this all about? In a grading system, suppose that homework counts. Suppose that homework counts 10%. That is, you are in a grading system, you are giving 10% weightage to what? Homework. For quiz, 20%. So there is another component which is included for assessment. One is homework, one is quiz. So 20% weightage is given to quiz, and there is a test. 70% weightage is given to the test. So you have got the scenario clear. So you are conducting an assessment to the students with respect to three components. You have included three components for assessment. One is homework. The second one is quiz. The third one is a test. And for the first component, you are giving 10% weightage. That is, you will be taking 10% weightage for the attainment with respect to the homework. The marks the student got for the homework activity. Then 20% from the marks that the students got for quiz. And 70% from the marks that the students got from test. Now, you are just going to calculate the attainment of John. John, one of your student, he has got a homework grade of 92. He got 92 marks for homework. For the quiz, he got 68. For the quiz, he got 68. And for the test, he got 81. So what is the combined grade of John? So you got a criteria. You got a criteria there, right? What is the criteria? 10% weightage pulled out from homework, 20% pulled out from quiz, 70% pulled out from test. That was a criteria. And for John, what is the total? Oh, okay, my God. Yeah, there is a number of answers which has been coming. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Lot of answers are coming. If you know this, if you could answer this, then you could be able to calculate all PO, PSOs, etc. This is the calculation logic behind PO, PSOs, etc. Okay, I will just show it. Let me also calculate. The combined grade, this was the scenario, right? Combined grade is being obtained by taking 10% weightage of the marks scored for homework, 20% weightage from the marks scored for quiz, and 70% from the marks scored for 81. So what will be the combined grade? Combined grade, all of you have given a right answer. So how it is got it? That is 10% is been pulled out from this. That is 10 into 92 plus 20 into 68 plus 70 into 81 divided by 10 plus 20 plus 70. I could say that it is nothing but the overall grade will be the weighted average of the grade scores of the component. Isn't it? It is 10% weightage from this, 20% from this, and 70% from this. The weighted average will give the overall attainment. So now I am just taking this scenario into our OBE. Because in an OBE, what will be the final thing that we have to estimate? Definitely, when we have checked out that outcome-based education topology or that architecture or framework, the thing that the program should ensure is that all the students passing out should ensure, what we have to ensure is that these PO and PSOs are met. That is why in the previous day's slide, I have shown you that for an outcome-based education, what will be the final result of the PO and PSO will look like. So I have shown that, okay, disciplinary knowledge 2.7, communication skill 1.8, like that. I've given you the overall score. So the final estimation is with respect to the POs and PSOs. So here the combined grade is the final estimate of the student's progress. So instead of the combined grade, what should be replaced? POs. So the final estimation for this outcome-based scenario is that what comes in the top? all POs and PSOs. So the attainment of the POs and PSOs is the final estimate that has to be calculated. And how it is calculated? Every PO and PSOs will be related to some course. So the course level attainment is first calculated, and from the attainment of course level, we are calculating POs. So if you want to estimate PO, what we need, we want to identify what? So which all COs are connected with this PO. So sometimes for the entire program, there can be about 150 to 200 course outcomes from all the courses that you are offering. So all these 150 or 200 COs will not be addressing a single PO. Out of this 150 or 180 or 200, some 10 or 15 COs will be addressing one PO. Another 10 or 15 may be addressing another PO, like that. So we want to identify which all COs are addressing this PO. So we can consider that. So here the combined grade was calculated from homework, quiz, and test. So we are replacing the combined grade by PO. So the PO will be estimated on the basis of the COs to which it is connected. So first we want to find what, just like we have estimated the attainment of the students for homework, attainment of the students for what quiz, the attainment of students for test, we have to calculate the attainment of students for the different COs to which this PO is connected. So we can rewrite the scenario in this way. Before it was the combined grade, it was replaced by PO. And this PO is related to, just like the combined grade was connected to 3 components, homework, quiz, and test. Likewise, this PO is connected to the CO1, CO2, CO3. This is just a dummy thing. It can be connected to not CO1, CO2, CO3. Maybe 10 to 15 or 20 COs will be connected, because for the entire programs, a number of COs will be there. So, for instance, for the simplicity of calculation, I have just simplicity of transforming the previous scenario to this, I've just taken CO1, CO2, CO3. And now let us consider that this is the achievement for the first CO, second CO, third CO, and the weightage to which it is pulled. How it is calculated, the same thing. 10 into 92, 20 into 68, 70 into 81. So now you can just you got the PO level attainment with respect to this scenario. I repeat, with respect to this scenario is 79.5 is PO is connected with CO, where the CO level attainment is this and the weightage is this. But here we will be standardizing. Here we will be standardizing this weightage. The standardization scale in the upcoming slides I will show you. So we will be standardizing this weightage into some standard values. Also, we will be standardizing this achievement into some standard values, which I will be showing it in the upcoming slide. So, so now I think you got this idea, because if you want to calculate this PO, we want to identify which all COs are connected with this PO. And all these COs will not be connected with this PO with the same strength. Here, the priority was with that of test. That is why 70% is been pulled out from test. Then second priority was from quiz. That is why 20%. And least priority from homework. Similarly, every COs will not be connected with the PO with the same strength. Some will be very strongly connected with PO, strongly addressing the PO, and some will be weakly addressing the PO. So it is important that to what strength that the COs are connected with the POs, and that strength is we called as the mapping. This weightage will be converted into the CO-PO mapping. So what all CO connected with the respective PO, and to what strength it is connected, that is nothing but the mapping that we are doing for the estimation purpose. Okay, so at this point of time, keep this in mind, and at the later stage, we'll be coming up with the different mappings. Now, coming back to the entire topology of the OBE process. you know that we have begun with what? That is the educational goals, which we could say as program educational objective. And we know that it is from this PEO we have identified what are the different POs and PSOs with respect to the program which is connected to this program educational objective. So definitely we got that. So first we have identified this program educational objectives, and on the basis of this PE only we identified what are the different graduate attribute that the student should be the student should actualize in order for successful accomplishment of this educational goals. So POs, it has got general as well as PSOs, and we know that every PO will be connected with some set of course outcomes, definitely, because the POs and PSOs are attained by different courses that we give as a part of the program. So definitely the different course outcomes will be connected with the different POs and PSOs. Let us consider the CO1 and CO2 are connected with these POs. This is only just a symbolic representation. They can be about 150 POs will be there at this level, definitely. So just a representative, just as a representative, I am just taking CO1 and CO2 are connected with POs. Similarly, there will be some COs connected with PSOs. So every POs will be connected with some COs. So every POs and PSOs will be connected with some COs, right? So that is first level. And every COs, so every COs will be connected with how will you calculate these COs? Every COs will be connected with some learning topic, some topic. Because in the previous segment, I've told you that the most simplest way is to divide the your course content into different modules and point each module into what different COs. So you could find that the CO1 will be related to some topic. So that the topic will be having some content, and if you are when you are going to teach that topic, that topic will be divided into some fragment subtopics, where each subtopic you can assign what the topic learning outcome. So the sum total of the topic learning outcome will contribute to the attainment of that particular CO. So you can just consider the scenario. The module 1 was there. The module 1 is connected with the one CO. You can say it as CO1. And this module 1 can be divided into about 10 to 15 subtopics. So on completion of this 15 topics only, we will be attaining that CO1. So each topic can be further connected with some micro COs, which we can call it as topic learning outcome for the first topic, topic learning outcome for the second topic. Like that, they can be if there are 20 subtopics, there can be 20 topic learning outcomes. So so when the students attain all these subtopic, that is the topic learning outcomes of all these subtopics, actually what is happening, the CO related to the topic will be attained. That is what it is shown here. So this CO will be related to some course, will be related to some module, and that module can be further divided into a number of subtopics. So the CO can be further fragmented into these subtopics. So these subtopics are attained. So actually the subtopics are actualized by means of different activities. So the attainment of the subtopics are assessed on the basis of the different activities. So we can just consider this topology. At the top level, we have got PO and PSOs. At the second level, we have got what? The different COs, course level outcomes. And at the third level, we have got the different activities that make these COs actualize. So the different activities, it can be assignment, it can be a project, it can be a test. So there can be a different topic level outcomes related to this. This comes at the third level. So now we can have two level mapping. The first level is mapping of all COs mapping of all COs to the respective PO and PSOs. That is level 1. And what is level 2? We have to map, suppose if we are administering a test or a summative examination, that if the test has got 10 questions, we have to map all these 10 questions to the respective COs. So if this is the test, we have to map the all the questions of the test to the respective COs. Suppose if this is an assignment, you have to map that assignment to the respective COs to which it is connected. Suppose if you are giving a project, that project will be related to some 2 or 3 topics. So if there are three modules, then the project will be spanning. If the project is spanning the 3 modules, definitely the project will be related to these 3 COs. So that project should be mapped to that particular 3 COs. So likewise, whatever thing that you give as a part of activity in your real curriculum framework, that has to be connected to the respective COs. So now we can find first level. I can call it first level. And that is, at the top there is PO PSOs. At the second level there is a set of course outcome which is related to the different course that you're offering, and the third related to the different activities that you give as a part of the course, which comes at the third level. So these are the 3 levels that you can find in your curriculum. So if you want to estimate these POs, how can you estimate? It cannot be calculated directly. That is, the thing that you're having with you is the different assignments that you give to the students, the tests that you give to the students, the seminars that you give to the students, the project that you give to the students, and on the basis of the activities that you give to the students as a part of the curriculum, on the basis of the students' performance of these activities, you will be calculating what? CO level attainment. You will be calculating CO level attainment. So what happens if you want to calculate the CO level attainment? We want to map. That is, so which all CO this activity is related to, what strength this activity is addressing each CO. That has to be mapped first. So on the basis of the attainment of the marks that they score for the seminar, the marks that they score for the assignment, the marks that they score for the test, the marks that they score for the exams, we will be calculating the respective COs. And on the basis of the attainment of these COs, you will be calculating what? PO and PSOs. So we have got 3 levels here. So if you want to calculate COs, we want to map every activity to the respective COs. So this we can call it as level 2 mapping. And if you want to calculate PO and PSOs, you have to map all the COs to the respective, I repeat, respective POs. So that could be considered as level 1 mapping. So now we will be discussing on what is the rationale of level 1 mapping and level 2 mapping. All the activities you do as a part of the curricular activity should be mapped to the respective COs. So how to map it? And once the attainment is calculated, the seminars as well as is calculated, the COs could be calculated, and once the COs is calculated, the PO could be calculated. So when can you calculate the PO? When will it be matured? When you complete the entire semester, the entire COs could be calculated, and only when the entire COs is calculated, we can calculate the PO and PSOs. So PO and PSOs could be completely calculated, full-fledgedly calculated only at the end of the program. That is, all the courses completed, all the COs estimated, you can calculate the respective PO and PSOs. So now we will just, so this is something, the final assessment is done by the estimation of program outcomes and program specific. So that's the final card, which I've shown you last day. So PO and PSO are estimated from the components COs. So that is what I was explaining in the previous slide. If you want to assess POs, you want to first estimate all the COs. And COs are estimated from the component learning outcomes. So the COs are estimated on the basis of how the student's performance in the assessment, the different components that you take as a part of the curriculum. And the first step in this process is mapping. So this could be very correctly done if you give a clear-cut mapping. And this is the standardized scale. This is the standardized scale that we use for this estimation, and this is that which has been accepted by. This is accepted by our this both NBA as well as NAC. As accepted this scale, and also given freedom that if you want this is only dividing it into three. If you want a more granular level, you can have your own assessment scales, but the thing is that you have to set criteria. What make it if you're dividing it into 10, what make it 10 level, what make it 9 level? So that will be a little more complicated. So this is something which they have accepted, so you can go with this one. So what is this? So here in the previous John's case, we found that 10% weightage, 20% weightage, 70% weightage. Here we are not giving like that. We are just giving the weightage into a 4-point scale where there is only 4 options. Either no relationship, no weightage for any component, or a weightage of 1, or a weightage of 2, or a weightage of 3. These are only options that can appear in that weightage scenario. That is, when can you give 0? That is when there is no relation. When there is no relation. If a CO is not connected with a PO, that means no relation. So weightage is 0. There is no need to write 0 there. If an activity is not related to CO1, it is not related. So no weightage. Suppose if you are mapping the CO module wise, if you are putting a question from module 1, it will be related, it will be connected to CO1. It will not be connected to CO3 because CO3 will be from third module. So not connected, no relationship. And if there is a relationship, it can happen only in these 3 ways. Either low or moderate or high. These are the 3 possibilities. If it is high, you will be giving 3. If it is moderate, you will be giving 2. If it is 1, you will be giving. If it is low, you will be giving 1. So this is something weak. I will make it a little more clear. I will be giving you an objective formula to identify what makes it high, what makes it moderate, and what makes it low. I'll be giving you in the some upcoming slides. And this is the percentage attainment could be standardized by, if it is 0, okay, nothing to be done. If the marks is between 1 to 50%, if the marks is between 1 to 50%, you can give it as 1. You can consider it as the attainment also could be considered it as 1. If it is from 51 to 70, the attainment could be considered as 2. And if it is from 71 to 100, the attainment could be considered as 3. The attainment could be considered as 3, right? So this is the standardized scale. I will show you why this is given in this way. Because if you are putting the percentage marks, it can be 30, 40, 50, 63. Because there in the previous example that I've shown, he has got about 93 marks for this, what we could say, homework 72 or something like that. So that can vary. So we are standardizing the attainment as in 1, 2, 3 with respect to this, and also the strength of the relationship also with respect to 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I am just going back, and I am going to give you a section. I am going to give a task to standardize this one, and calculate the PO. How to standardize it? The weightage, we know that 10, 20, 30. I will say that 10 could be considered as what? Low. You can make it as low. 20 could be considered as what? Moderate. For instance, there are only 3 things: low, moderate, and significant. So here, I am considering this 10% weightage means it is only low. If it is low, I have to give 1, right? 20 is low, still I will consider it as moderate. If it is moderate, you have to give 2. So you can consider this 20 as moderate. And 70, high, definitely significant. So you can give it as 3. So this weightage will become 1, 2, and 3, right? And what is the attainment percentage? 92. If it is 92, what you should give? 92, where does this 92 lies? 71 to 100. 71 to 100, the top level. So the 92, you can give a maximum score of 3. So you are just grading it as 3, right? 68. Where does it lie? Where does it lie? 68. 68. What is it? Here, moderate. So it can be 2. Then 81. 81, significant, 3. So what can we can standardize the weightage as 1, 2, and 3, and you can standardize the attainment also in by that scale. Significant, 3. Moderate, 2. And low, 1. So if you're doing it like this, what will be the CO level attainment? Calculate and give. CO level attainment is what? CO level attainment will be, you can standardize it as this 1, 2, and 3. You can standardize this and weighted average. Weighted average means weight mapping strength into attainment plus mapping strength into attainment plus mapping strength into attainment divided by sum of the weight. Sum of the weight. Sum of the weight is, it is not 10, 20, and 70. It is 1, 2, and 3. The same thing. 10 into 92 instead of 10 into 92. This was 1 and this was 3. 1 into 3 plus. I am not giving you. You find it and put it in chat. Let me see how it goes. So when you respond, I also will be very happy to give more and more insights, so that when the group is there with me going, if there is a sync, definitely that we'll be enjoying it. So calculate and put. I am very eager, anxiously looking at this chat. So far, nothing has come. So CO here 1, 2, and 3. The 1, okay, you can put it as moderate just for the case of calculation. 1, 2, and 3. And here, what is it? This one, attainment. It is the, if you want to see the scale, 71 to 100 percentage would be considered as 3. 51 to 70 could be considered as 2, and less than 50 could be considered as 1. If so, this is 3, this is 2, and this is again 3. So what is the weighted average? Weighted average? I think there is just calculated once again. What is this? 1 into 3 plus 2 into 1 into 3 plus 2 into, what is this? 2 plus this is weightage 3 into 3 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3. So here we go. Here we go. I think most of you are at that is in the right way. That is someone has given that standardized scale 3, 2, and 3, and the final estimation is that 1 into 3 plus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 3 divided by the sum of weightage, that is 2.67. So that 2.67. So that is the combined weightage. This is how PO will be estimated. So the maximum attainment level of PO will be 3, and out of that, this particular student has actually got 2.67. So this is how it has to be calculated. So obviously, I have just given a few tips on what is meant by standardized scale. Standardized scale is to standardize the mapping into 1, 2, and 3 or 0, and standardizing the percentage that we put into 1, 2, and 3, so that we can customize it in a standardized scale like this. So the maximum attainment will be 3, and the minimum attainment will be 0. So it will from 0 to 3. So that is how it is calculated. Now I am just going into next thing. That is, we told that if you want to calculate it in the right way, what we want to do? We want to identify the mapping strength. How to identify the mapping strength? This is something very, very important. You just keep your that is if you are just concentrate in this one. So 1 or 2 slides, that is something very important, because most of the faculty members often ask me, so what is how can we map it in a objective way? Because normally mapping, they used to put some numbers 1, 2, 3. So what is the objective way of mapping? So this is the answer for that. So okay, this is level 2. What is level 2? According to the topology, level 1 is CO mapped with PO. Level 2 means the different activities that you're giving as a part of the curriculum. It can be a test, or it can be an assignment, or it can be a seminar. That should be mapped to the respective COs. So now let this be a CO. This is a symbolic representation. First, I will just give you a symbolic representation, and then I will give you a real use case, an example. Okay. So this is a CO. Why CO is looking like that? In the previous class itself, we have identified that the CO has got 2 components. What is that component? Action verb. Okay, so the level of action verb. From the action verb, we will be able to identify the level of action verb. And the learning domain, that is, suppose if the CO is prepared from module 1, the learning domain will be that particular related to the sum and substance of that module. So this is the CO. And I am taking a question paper. Suppose if the question paper has got some 10 to 15 questions, all the questions should be should be mapped to their respective CO. Suppose that course may be having 3 to 4 COs. Suppose the first question may be from will be related to the first CO. Second question will be related to the third CO, like that. That's how it can go like this. So let this be the structure of a question. The question also, we have what? An action verb, which showcases what is the level of the question. Explain something. Suppose if you're asking a question, explain GST. Explain GST. That is an understanding level question. Okay, define GST or tax, like that. That is a remembering level question. That is apply this to calculate the GST. If you're giving a problem like that, that is an application level. So the question, the verb which has been implicit into the question will give you the level of that question. And the question will be taken from some learning statement. Obviously, if I ask a question from GST, it is. So both this CO and question that you ask for the test will have the same structure. In the last day, I've just given you some thoughts that a CO will be a glorified question. Glorified question, the highest level thing that you are. Because why you are asking a question? You want to ascertain the final output, how the students are responding. That final output is prefixed as the first phase. That is what outcome-based education do. So that is why these CO have got the same structure that of a question, because the highest level question that could be answered, that could be that the students should be able to answer and perform is been showcased first. That's why both of them will be having same. So suppose if you want to go with the level 2 mapping, the first thing you have to check is that whether the learning statement of the question is related to this CO. CO means the learning domain of the CO. Okay. So the simplest way is that, suppose if you are preparing the CO module wise, if you're putting the first question from first module, definitely it will be related to CO1. So there is a connection. And if there is no connection, definitely our answer is there. There is no connection, so it is not related. That is no relations there. So if the question learning statement is connected with this domain, there is a relationship. And next you have to check it with what? The level of action verb and the level of the action verb of both the CO and the question. So how to check it? This is something you have to be very clear about that. Suppose if the CO, I repeat, Suppose if the CO is at an application level, that is, you are preparing a CO, you are preparing a CO at an application level. That means you want to bring the students to an application level with respect to that particular course, or with respect to the particular module. You want to take the students to an application level. So the CO is an application level, and you are asking a question at a remembering level. So CO is an application level. You can say it as K3, the third level, and you are asking a question from that topic as a remembering level question. That is, define something. So what is that level? It is too much lower than what the CO is. Too much lower, because this is a remembering level question that you have given, and your CO is at an application level. So comparing their level, what can you say regarding their strength? It is too low, isn't it? It is too low. So that means the mapping strength is too low. That means 1. Suppose if that your CO is still there at application level, third level, K3 level, you are asking an understanding level question. So your question level is little higher than remembering level, but it has not come up to what level? The level of the CO. So it is coming at a middle range, moderate. So there it is moderate. There it is moderate. So you can give a strength of 2. And if the question is at the same level of the CO should be the highest level that you are trying to take the students. And if you're asking the same level, then definitely both of them are barabar, that is having the same strength. So it is strongly connected. This is the logic of connecting, mapping an activity with that of the CO. Now I understand. Okay, this is perfectly placed. If it is CO is at K3 level, if CO is at K3 level, okay, this is fine. What happens if the CO is at a K5 level? K5 level, K5 level, you can ask a question at remembering level K1. You can ask a question at understanding level K2. You can ask a question at K3. You can ask a question at K4 and K5. So how can you discriminate between high, medium, and low? I'll give you a formula. Please be attentive. So what is the level of the question? What is the level of the question? So if the question is at a K2 level, the level of the question is 2. What is the level of the CO? The CO is at a K5 level, so the level is 5. So 2 divided by 5 into 100. 2 divided by 5 into 100, that will give you a 40%. And from our standardized scale, where does the 40% lies? Up to 50, it is low. From 51 to 70, it is moderate. And from 71 to 100, it is high. So in this case, it is only 40%. So you can give that the strength is low, because that is a standardized scale for standardizing the percentage. So it is low. Suppose if your CO is at K5 level, let it be there. You are putting a question from application level. It is K3. So you can put it 3 divided by 5 into 100 will give you 60%. Where does the 60 lies? Where does the 60 lies? From 51 to 70. From 51 to 70. So it is at the moderate level. Okay, go a little more higher. You are giving an analytical question. So it is 4. 4 divided by 5 into 100. It's 80. 80 is at the top level. That is strong. So you can adopt that technique for identifying the strength. So it has become objective, right? So we can go ahead. I'm just giving you an example, because I'm just dealing with you with a common topic, Bloom's taxonomy, from our first class. Okay. So before taking the class, I have just made an outcome. I have just planned an outcome. What should I expect from you? That is, after completing my class, what you should be capable of doing. I am setting the course outcome like this. I am setting the course outcome like this. Apply Bloom's taxonomy in framing question. That is the outcome that I expect from you. That is, on completion of the topic, the participant should be able to apply Bloom's taxonomy in framing questions in. So that is what I am looking for. That is the outcome that I am targeting. So what is that? Apply. Apply means what is the level? Definitely it is K3. So I want to take all my participants to an application level in Bloom's taxonomy. That was my outcome that I was focusing on. And I want to ensure whether you have met this outcome. For this, I am going to give 2 questions, and you have to map this question with this outcome, and you have to identify the strength and put it in chat. So let us go. I'm giving the first question. The first question that I've given you is, explain the different levels of learning in cognitive, cognitive domain, cognitive level or cognitive domain. So I am asking you to explain it. So all the doubts will be cleared after this. Otherwise, we won't, because the platform will be open. You can ask any number of doubts. So the question is, explain the different levels of learning in Bloom's in cognitive level. That was a question that I've asked. So how can I map? Is it connected? Definitely. My outcome is connected to Bloom's taxonomy. The question also is connected to Bloom's taxonomy. It is connected. So what strength that you can give? To what strength this question is addressing this outcome? What is okay? Yeah, moderate the quantitative value, because 2 divided by 3 into 100, 2 divided by 3 into 100 is 66.67, and where is the 66.67 lies? In the moderate level, So the mapping strength is 2. The mapping strength is 2. Is it difficult for you? So now you understood why Bloom's taxonomy is that much important. In the first section, I have given that much of importance to Bloom's taxonomy because it is important for writing ZEOs. It is important for mapping. It is important for setting questions. It is that much important. That is why the Bloom's taxonomy is given that much important in outcome-based education. If you have a clarity regarding that, you can give more justice to the real applications of outcome-based education. So everyone has given, those who are getting involved, they have given the answer right. The outcome is at a K3 level, and the question is at a this understanding level, and so this is mapped to this outcome at a moderate level. So this is the next question that I'm giving you. Outcome is there. The second question, using means it's what use, it's something related to application level. Using Bloom's taxonomy, prepare an application level question in your subject. So what is the level of this question? I want you to apply Bloom's taxonomy to prepare a question. Isn't it? So the question as well as outcome are at which level? K3 level. Are at K3 level. So if both are at K3 level, what can you say? It is very strongly connected. My outcome is at an application level. The question that I have asked is also at an application level. So both of them are at application level. 3 divided by 3 into 100, that is 100% means from 71 to 100, that is high. Okay, so what is the strength? The strength is high. So this is how you can map every activity to the respective COs. So suppose if this is a question paper, suppose this is a question paper. The question paper has got 15 questions. I've got CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5. Probably there can be 5 units, and this CO is related to the first unit, second unit, third unit, fourth unit, fifth unit, or module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5. I have all these COs are at the application level. I think why I taking application level, it is easy to calculate. There is no need for you to go and calculate a percentage and all. So all these three are at application level. Your first question: explain. The Bloom has brought it to has told you that it is at an understanding level. So what is, so if this is at an application level, if this is at an application level, if this is explained, it is moderate. If this is at a K5 level, if CO1 is at K5 level, if I say explain, then it is not moderate level. It will go again down. It will go again down, because 2 divided by 5 into 100, 40%, that is. So now I think it is clear. So here, for the ease of calculation, I have approximated. I have just asked approximating it to all these COs are at an application level. The question 1. This is from second module. Obviously, it is related to. This is related to what? CO2. Define means it is at a remembering level, application level, and it is at a very low. So 1. List. This is also very low. This is from the fourth module. So it will be related to CO4. 1. Likewise. So when you are preparing a question paper, every question, when you are preparing a question paper in the lines of OBE, every question should be mapped to the respective CO, and the mapping strength also should be identified. Then only you will be able to calculate the CO level attainment. So that's it. So that is the scenario of a question paper. So in a course, there is there can be both this test as well as the other activity. So now let us consider this. Let us consider this is also level 2 mapping. That is CO with the other assessment activities. Here, term 1 and term 2 examination, I am not showcasing it, because in the previous slide I have showcased how each questions should be connected to the COs, and on the basis of their connection, we will be able to estimate COs. So that is why I have just put this blank. Only thing is that the term 1 is connected with CO1 and CO2, and term 2 is connected with CO3, CO4, CO5. If it is the final examination, it will be connected with CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4, CO5. Because the how the question is connected with the CO and how to map, I have already shown it. Now the other activities. Sometimes this is a scheme of examinations where we are giving 60% for the external examination and a 40% for the internal examination. The internal examinations and activities. So I have distributed it in like this. There will be 2 terminal examination for which I am giving 10 and 10 marks, and then there are 4 activities related to that particular course. The first one is a assignment activity for which I am just giving a weightage of 5. Weightage or even marks of 5. Project, a weightage of 5. Then case study, a weightage of 5. And for field trip, a weightage of 5. Totally 20. Then 10 for term 1, 10 for term 2, totally 40. So that is the internal contribution. That is the scheme of the internals. And external will be a solid examinations where 60% will be taken from that and 40% from the internals. That was the criteria there. And for estimation of CO, there is no necessity that you have to give 60% for external and 40% for internal. You can reverse it. That is, you can give more priority to the internal, because the internal examinations, for the internal activities, you are monitoring the students very closely, so that more priority could be given. All these things will be discussed when you go with the Dr. Mendes. So he'll be going with the end-to-end discussions on how to calculate CO. I'm just focusing. My focus is not calculations, but still I'm mentioning something about calculation. My focus is on mapping. So here, the assignment. The assignment is you are giving an assignment for your course. Okay, so your course, apart from the exams and tests, you are giving 4 activities: assignment, project, case study, and field trip. Okay, here all of them are having same weightage. Let it be there. And this assignment is covering these first 2 modules. You are giving a assignment from first 2 modules. So so if you can just prioritize this assignment, more priority is given to CO2 and moderate priority is given to CO1. It could be identified on the basis of if you are totally covering, about 70% or more topic from CO2 and about 50% to 60% or 70% topic from CO1, you can give the mapping like this, mapping strength like this. If the project is been covering from the first 3 modules, you are giving the project where the project is more prioritized with the first module, and also it has got some connections with, you can identify that is what is the project, how it has been connected with these, so you can put it like this. The case study, if the case study is from these 2, connecting with these 2 topics, okay, it is equally addressing these 2 topics, you can put it like this. So likewise, you can map every activity, to the respective COs, and every test and examinations with the respective COs. When you go with the test and examinations, you have to map each question with respect to the test and with respect to the exam to the respective COs. And here you can map it. Here I have just given you an example without rubrics. Suppose if it is an assignment, if you want to have more clear assessment with respect to this, you can create a rubric of assessment. Like rubric is nothing but the criteria. What percentage weightage you can give to the introduction part, what percentage weightage you can give to the content, what percentage weightage you can give to the conclusion, what percent weightage you can give to the different criteria which has been mentioned in that assignments. You can make a criteria wise distribution, and you can give map each criteria instead of this assignment 1 totally mapped to CO1 and CO2. You can divide this assignment into different criteria rubric, and each criteria could be mapped to CO1 and CO2 according to, because it won't go to CO3 because it is exclusively covering CO1 and CO2. So you can subdivide this assignment as a rubric, and every component of the rubrics could be mapped to CO1 and CO2 if you want it like that. So that it is all depending, but at the first stage, don't get confused. Just mapping every activity and every test to these COs. So that is something related to level 2, because the things that you're handling as a part of the course are examination, test, projects. All these should be mapped to the respective COs, and the logic behind mapping I've just explained. Now we are going to what? Level 1 mapping. Level 1 mapping. And what is level 1 mapping? What is level 1 mapping? This is something very important, because most of the teachers, they have got confusions regarding how we can map this level 1, especially to POs. Because in the first segment, I have just explained to you that communication skill. What is communication skill? The communication skill could be further divided into a number of sub-skills. Suppose if you're dividing communication skill into about 6 or 7 or 8 sub-skills. Okay, for the ease of calculations, let me say that I am dividing communication skill into 10 sub-skills. So it will be easy for me to calculate. So every PO, you have to divide it into the different sub skills or sub attributes, because if you want to say communication skill is met, the communication skill is a combination of all the sub skills. If you want this modern tool usage, it will be the sum totality of the number of attributes related to that. So split it into, factorize it into the different sub attributes. So it will be like this. And you can take one CO. You can take one CO. And you can check whether this CO is connected with this PO. Whether this CO is connected with this PO. How will you check it? That is, you can just check the learning statement. You can check the learning statement with respect to this action verb, and you can say that does it to what percentage of the sub skills that this CO is addressing? What percentage? If it is not addressing any of these, then there is no problem, there is no connection, there is no need to map anything with respect to that CO and PO. If that CO is not addressing any of these attributes, then no mapping, it is free. If this CO is mapping few of the attributes related to the PO, then what is your what you have to identify? You have to identify the number of attributes that this CO is connected. The number of attributes or the number of subskills of the PO. That is, if we have got 10, if we have got 10 subskills, the communication skill, if you're dividing it into 10 subskills, you want to check whether this CO is addressing all the subskills or the number of subskills it has been addressing. If it is addressing 40% or more subskills, you can give a weightage of 3. If it is addressing between 25 and 40%, you can give a weightage of 2. If it is addressing 5 to 25%, you can give a weightage of 1. And if it is because some sort of connections will be there. If it is addressing less than 5%, okay, don't take it as significant. You can give it a 0. So if the communication skill has got 10 subskills, you have identified 10 subskills connected to communication skill, and if your CO is touching 6 of them, that means 6 out of 10 is being addressed by the CO. That is 60% of the sub skills are addressed. So it is very high. That is, you can give strong. That is full strength. Now, if it is addressing only 3 of the sub skills, that means 30%. 3 out of 10 is being addressed. So if it is between 25 to 40, that is. And if it is between 5 to 25, that is, if it is addressing only 2, that is 20% is there. So you can give it as 1. So if it is not addressing anything, okay, you don't consider that. So this is one of the authentic method of mapping, and which is been taken from the Spaddy's. That is, the Spaddy is been considered as the father of outcome-based education. In his book, he has very explicitly presented these concepts. So this is something very authentic. So you can adopt this technique. And there is some more technique by the same thing could be considered on the basis of the number of credits that the CO is being taken for completing that CO. But that has got many loopholes. But so I think it is better to go with this. But the credits could be that is the number of credit hours being taken for each COs could be identified priorly. Will be very difficult. You want to make a log on the classes that is been taken with respect to the COs, and on the basis of these logs, you have to find the percentage, which is something very embarrassing. And also it is not logic. We have got many loopholes, which I'm not discussing it over here, but this is something very authentic. If you have to factorize, especially COs, especially the POs, that is the general attributes, divided it into the different subskills. When you divided it, that becomes clarity will be there. So what all things that you have to ensure in the students could be highlighted there. So you will be able to know that that is what all sub skills is significant. So you can include more activities for those sub skills which is not properly addressed. That all thing could be done at a later stage for improvising and enhancing the quality of your curriculum delivery in the lines of OB. So that is not we are mentioning at this point of time. So just try to understand what percentage of the sub skills or sub attributes that is being spanned by the respective COs. On the basis of the percentage, you will be able to identify the strength. So here you could just see that after this, we have to consolidate it. This is one course, and in this course, you can give a course code, that is CO. That your course code is 101. Your course code is let it be my first topic, which I've shown, that introduction to the computers. The course code of the computer is 101. So the first CO related to that introduction to the computer 101 is 101.1, 101.2, like that. All the CO could be indexed like this. And I have taken 9 POs are there in my institutions. I will check that. First CO is been addressing PO1 and PO2, and it is addressing PO9. It is addressing at a strength of 2, 2 and 1. And how I identified this? I have just factorized this CO, and it is been addressing about in the sense 25 to 40% of the POs that is what we could say that sub skills of this PO has been addressed like this. So we can make a frame like this. The second CO addressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is very good addressing. So it is not important that every CO should address PO. No, never. One PO will be addressing at least 2 or 3 or 4. And there can be no case that that is a CO should be addressing any one of the PO or PSOs, because while we are formatting how it has been formulated, we are setting the PO first, and for the actualization of these POs, what all courses that we should include into the curriculum, that is how it is formulated. So definitely the curriculum is selected on the basis of these POs. So definitely these COs will be connected to a few of the POs, not all. So it will be you can prepare a matrix like this. Similarly, the same thing could be connected to the PSOs. I have taken 4 PSOs for my course. The COs should be that is connected with the generic POs, and the COs which is connected to the program specific outcomes. So this is the metrics that we have to prepare. And this is what we could call it as. This is called it as the program metrics. So program metrics itself, the before the metrics which I've shown is the course level metrics for one course. So the entire courses of the programs. Suppose if the first semester is having 5 courses, okay, first semester, and we have got 6 semesters, right? If we have got 6 semesters, how many courses will be there? If all the number of courses in all the semesters are uniform, if there are 6 semesters, then 6 into 5 courses will be there. So 30 courses will be there. So all the COs with respect to the 30 courses should be showcased in the single metrics. You will be wondering why. I will just explain to you why. Because all the courses, the course 1, course 2, etc., the entire courses has been showcased. So the course 1 may have 5 COs, course 2 may be having 5 COs, like that. If it goes like that, for 5 courses there will be 30 COs. For 6 courses there will be 150 COs will be there in this program metrics. So the program metrics will be a big metrics which may contain about 150 to 200 COs in a line. And just like the COPO mapping metrics, we have to enter all the POs. There were 9 POs, PO1, PO2, etc., PO9, and PSO, 4 PSOs. So this is a total grid that showcases the entire course COs, the entire PO and PSOs, and their mapping. Why? Because we will be having sufficient number of mapping for PSOs. There is no issue because it is program specific. So all that activities you do as a part of the program will be having some connections with any of these PSOs. So definitely, but POs are general attributes. So obviously, it is there for the entire courses, entire programs for the college. So all these POs will not be that much rich as that of PSOs. So sometimes there will be some POs which will be very feebly addressed. That means that POs are not properly addressed, means that there are no activities in the curriculum which give that much of access to that POs, mean that the students are not properly skilled up in that particular attribute. So if there is a less number of mapping here, if there is less number of mapping here, that means that that particular CO, that particular PO is not properly addressed. If this PO is creative thinking, or if this PO is problem solving, or if this PO is environmental sustainability, if it is not properly addressed, that means that there is no activities that equip the students for that, which is not proper. We want because if we have showcased it as a PO, we have to ensure that it has to be actualized. So under mapped or under addressed PO should be taken into consideration. That is the program consolidated mapping. So this is the program metrics. This is a program consolidated mapping will showcase that, okay, 2 or 3 POs are not properly addressed. So considering that, you can give some additional program, non-course activities that focuses on those COs, not COs, those POs which is not sufficiently addressed. That is known as non-course activity to make those under addressed POs to and sufficiently addressed POs. PSOs will be addressed. There is no need for looking at the PSOs because PSOs are subject specific. So there will be some POs where there is no sufficiently addressed. So you can include non-course activity. That activity will not be a part of the course, but that activity will enrich that particular PO, because by the end of the program, we have to ensure that all the program outcomes are considerably met so that they can successfully enter into their life and career, which you have planned in the lines of educational goals, so program educational outcomes. So there is a task for you, which this is a very simple task. This is a very simple task. So there you can check this task in the LMS. This is to map the strength. So you can write one course outcome here. Obviously, all of you will be having the course outcome, which has been showcased for your course that you'll be handling. You can write a course outcome here. Okay, then you can frame one question from that particular area, that particular something related to that course outcome, any question, and then you can put the mapping strength. Now I know that you are an expert in mapping strength. If this course outcome is at an application level, if this course outcome, if the question is at a understanding level, you will directly write it. It's very, that's why I told it, it's very simple. And it became more simple and objective. Why and how? It is because of Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy showcases you to what level you have to raise the students in the learning ladder. That is the course outcome. You are embedding action verb that will showcase to what level you have to take the students in the learning ladder. And the question will showcase what is the level of the learning that you are testing the students. If both of them are at the same level, high. If there's a wide gap between them, it's low or moderate. So that's how we can do this. So I don't think that there's no to go back and take the LMS and show you again. Now you are an expert of LMS. You can do this and submit it in the LMS. So that was the task for day 3, and now it's the time for me to say thank you to you. So I was there with you for all these 3 days, and I really enjoyed. Because from the response, your response make me more happy, because I feel that you have got at least some idea which I try to communicate. So that's all with respect to this section. And from tomorrow, not tomorrow, Sunday. So from Monday, Dr. Mendes as well as Suresh Nambudiri, they are anxiously waiting for you to take over the section. So they'll be, I'm giving this platform to them in the Monday and the upcoming days. So it's very happy to be with you. So I think I will just keep the platform open, because of, in the midst of class, I cannot deviate to answering some questions, because we won't reach anywhere. So now the platform is open for you, and I'm just giving this platform to the moderator. Sijin, if you are here, you can take the questions and we can have some answers.
Yeah, thank you, Sunil sir. I will read out the questions to you, whatever I get. Okay, so you can also check. So I will read it out to them, read it out to you, and you can answer them.
Okay.
There's a question from Dr. Binu. Okay, he says that simple doubt on. He has a simple doubt on. Is there any reliability issues or errors connected to the conversion of the qualitative matrix to quantitative? Do we have any authentic research on this?
Yeah, definitely. This is a process of standardization. It is a process of standardization. Suppose I will just give you an example. Suppose if you are conducting a test, the maximum marks for the test is out of 20. Okay, the student is getting 15 marks. Then you are conducting another test out of 70. I shall give. So you are taking another test out of 70, and the students are scoring. Then you are taking another test out of 200. There also the students will be scoring something. So if you want to make a comparison, what we have to do is that you have to standardize it. So the one way of standardizing that we do is that you will be making it into percentage. So when it comes to the percentage, if it is out of 15, or if it is out of 70, or if it is out of 200, they come to the same level. So it could be very easily compared. So this is the scale which has been the standard scale which has been given by this NBA, as well as this NAC also. They have accepted this scale. So there is no issue regarding it's a standardization procedure, we know. Okay.
Yeah, somebody needs some more some more information on rubrics in mapping.
Yeah, rubrics actually is a criteria. If I just say assessment, I can give the total marks for the assessment as a single mark. Or if I want to be little more specific, I can divide that assessment into different criteria, how we are putting marks. I can give that, okay, for introduction, I can give some marks related to introduction. Then regarding the body, or regarding the different technology that you are mentioning there, like that you can split it into the different criteria, and on the basis of this criteria you can connect it with the COs. So that is a little more authentic way of doing that, and you can just without this criteria you can just give it a mark. So why we are creating the rubric is that making the assessment objective. So if there is a rubric, there is no element of subjectivity there. If someone come and ask you why you didn't give marks, if you are putting a rubrics that criteria 1, what make criteria 1 excellent, what make criteria 1 good, what make criteria 1 satisfactory, what make criteria 1 not satisfactory, you are just detailing it in that rubrics. So on the basis of that, you can make your assessment more objective, as well as you can make your mapping also little more objective. That is what the introduction is focusing on, to what CO that introduction more attached, whether that introduction showcases more on module 1 or module 2, or the technology part, whether it is connected to module 1 or module 2. You can go to little more granular level if you are going with this rubric level mapping. So now you just mentioned this is mapping. The mapping has got strength. What is the mapping? So if you are going into detail, there is we have to go can go to a detail. There can be a fun full day section for rubrics, for creating the rubrics. The rubrics could be created in many ways. So that is also a very big section. Also, the mapping also could be done in there. Or if you want to have another section on how to create a course design, that is something where, so there are something more to go. So this is an outer shell of outcome based education. Okay, so when you go deeper into, we can try dive deeper. Okay.
Now there's another question. Srikanth Khanna has asked this question. Difference between PO and PSO. Could you explain the difference between PO and PSO with an example? Is PSO just domain dependent part of PO?
I have just shown that example in this my first slide. I have just given an example of PO and also PSO. So PO is generic. So communication skill is a generic PO, which is common to all the programs, isn't it? And how to write the PO? I think I spent about 10 to 20 minutes on that. You can just refer the recordings at the LMS there. And also, I have just showcased a PSO. Apply what? The mathematical, the algorithmic principles in computational scenario. So that is program specific. So that is something related to that particular program, BZA, and the other is generic. So that is an example. So yeah, I think you have missed that. I have just given that example and spent about 20 minutes on that. You can just go through the initial stages of the video recording, which will be available in the LMS.
Okay, we have a question from Dr. Roshni. She's asking, if we are planning an activity to enhance the PO attainment, do we need to change the program articulation matrix?
That is the program articulation. So when we are adding the program, the activity program also, you can include that activity outcome. You can append it below the program articulation matrix, so that that could be added. So every course, the course, because we cannot go and edit. Suppose if the course has got 5 PO, we cannot go edit and put mapping there. So, according to the course, if there are about 30 courses, all the COs could be listed with respect to 30 courses, and you are adding non-course activity for enhancing or making some of the POs which is not sufficiently addressed to make it little more better. You are adding some course outcome, so you can append it at the bottom as activity outcome and activity outcome related to the PO, so that by looking at that, we will be able to identify that whether all the POs are having the sufficient threshold. You can set a threshold that a minimum 20, the 20 instances should be there. 20 COs should be connected with at least one PO. Minimum 20 or 15 or something like that. You can have a threshold like that. And if it is below that threshold, you can go and add this non-course activity, and it could be appended at the bottom. So I think that could be, you cannot go and edit any course outcome, because that course is only having the sufficient out, so you cannot go and edit it. You can append it at the bottom. Okay.
Okay, we have another question from Ravi Prakash. He's asking, while writing COs of a course, is it required to place them in BTL order, that is CO1, K2, CO2, K3 level, and so on, consider entire syllabus as a single unit?
Actually, I didn't get that. Please read it once again.
While writing COs of a course,
while writing COs of the course, okay, yeah.
Okay, is it required to place them in BTL order? CO1, K2 level, CO2, K3 level, and so on.
No, nothing like that. So if we, that is, if you are writing the COs with respect to the module, you want to identify, being an expert in your topic by reading the module, the content which has been covered, you will be able to identify what is the scope of that module, and it is that scope of that module will be enable you to write to what level that course will take the student. So there is no necessity that the first CO should be at understanding, nothing like that. If the first module takes the students to a very high level, then definitely you can write the CO with respect to that. So there is nothing of that sort.
Okay, then now we have another question from 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 questions of various levels of Bloom's taxonomy, do we take the entire question paper to see how much it addresses the course outcome, or just those questions directly addressing the course outcome?
If all the questions are from, please.
I'll read it again, okay?
Okay.
When one question paper, which is based on one course outcome, has questions of various levels of Bloom's taxonomy, do we take the entire question paper to see how much it addresses the course outcome, or just those questions directly addressing the course outcome?
Okay, that is if you are preparing a question paper entirely from the first module with respect to a single course outcome, obviously for computation purpose, it will be better to identify the strength of mapping with respect to that course outcome. The course outcome may not change, but every question will not be of same level. So obviously it will be better that you can just map the mapping strength of the question, because all the questions will be the same CO. So map the same question, the mapping strength, so that you'll be able to, while consolidation and estimation of the attainment of CO, you'll be able to make a better measure. Suppose if the first question is at a remembering level, okay, so what strength you can give to that CO. So you can map it like that. Okay.
Another question: can a PSO be able to use modern tool in the area of communication engineering?
Okay, that is identification of the PO is left to the discretion of the college. The college will decide the scope of the programs that they provide, as well as what is their mission and vision, and what is the stakeholders' demand. So it is on the basis of that we have to prepare what PO and PSOs. So what I could read from this is that you are taking a course and then identifying what PO and PSO should be prepared. That's not the right way. It should come from top to down. So you have to first identify what should be the graduate attributes that the students who leave from here should possess. That should be identified, and how it could be attained. And it is that question will make you identify which all courses which make it compatible. So that is that way only. So it is not taking a course and then go and identify what PO that this course will address. So that's not the right way. I think you got it. So when you're formulating it, it should come from top to down.
All right, I think we can take one more question. Do the number of COs depend on the number of modules?
Number of POs?
Do the number of COs depend on the number of modules?
So that also I don't make any barriers. It's depending upon you. Suppose if you are creating COs with respect to modules, if the module is it's a nominal module. Suppose if you get an answer, if you get a comprehensive answer, what the students are capable of doing, you can reduce it to a single CO. Or else if it is something a very big module, suppose you can divide it into two, and if you are getting two answers, you can put it in two COs. So there is it is all up to you how you view your topic and your course, and then you can prepare. The thing is that if you are adding more number of COs, like 15, 20 COs, you have to sit there and calculate all these COs and give these situations. So that is really not good. You have to comprehend the things. When the things becomes clarity, you can comprehend the things into in this way, so that it can be at an optimal level of about 5, 6, 7, like this, 5, 6, 7. But there is no harm if you go more than that or even less. Okay, I think I've answered it.
Yeah, Sunil sir, I think we have answered most of the questions that have been asked.
Okay,
Uh,
but still, if you are having questions, I think you can post it in the forum also. But at times
yes,
when we get time, we will be visiting there.
put it in the LMS forum and we will answer it.
Okay. And
Yeah,
also that because your peers, that is the other teachers who are also handling the same papers, they also could contribute because more than my view regarding the subject, the teachers can answer so better. Because I cannot be that much of competent in every subject area, isn't it? I guess you could get very good inputs if you collaborate it with your peers. The subjects that the same subjects which has been handled by different persons, they'll be having different views that could be shared, and that is the most worthiest and the treasure that you could get from these types of interactions. So make it an opportunity that you perform well, and we also at times will be visiting and we'll be commenting also if there is something you need. So if you have any further queries, you can reach through forums. So I think everything is okay. I think it's
yeah.
okay. I think time.
Please make sure you complete the task in the LMS as well. You have one more task for today in the LMS in day 4 and then MCQ. The MCQ will be based on what Sir has discussed today, and the task will be based on what Sir explained about the POs and COs. So please make sure you complete that also in the LMS. Okay, and if you have not done yesterday's, that's day 3 task, please make sure that you complete it. You have time on Sunday as well. Our next session will be on Monday 7 p.m. and it will be taken by Dr. Suresh Nambudri. Okay, so I think we will end the session for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending and taking your time to attend this session on a weekend, Saturday. We hope to see you on Monday evening, 7 p.m. sharp.
Okay. So thank you all for the
Okay,
very
thank
patient.
you, everybody. Thank you for your time, and we will see you on Monday.
Okay, so thank you all for the patient. This you have taken a lot of time hearing to me. So your patient listening and participation and answering the questions. Thank you all. So you enjoy a very pleasant weekend, and see you in the Monday. The new resource persons will be taking over the section. So have a good night and have a good learning in OB. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil sir. Thank you for the session. Have a good weekend.